the roots of the 5S. So, do you know who is the creator? I know that
It's
the
a
5S,
Toyota.
it
It's
was Toyota, in
Yeah,
Toyota.
of course, yeah. It
Yeah.
was started maybe 3 or 4 assets first, and then adding to 4 and 5.
Who it was the leader to create.
Well, let's look at this way. I talked about the Kuroko, the black man. Kuro is black and Ko is the child or whatever. Kuroko, which is not to be seen. It's behind the scene. And the reason for being behind the scene is that for people to be empowered, it's not necessary to create the god of 5S or 3S and to bow them and pray for him or so that he get the idea. That's not the point of it. It's the ownership of the people. So it's better who are the creator to be forgotten, and because it's an empowerment. So people has to have ownership. So it's a thinking in the wrong direction. Those people are thinking in the wrong direction is always concerned about the hierarchy and the power structure. That's against the empowerment idea. That's why Toyota's case, they don't bother to get into those conversation because the waste elimination. What's
Okay.
the point of talking about it? So it's
No.
the information waste. We have lots of. This is the reason why I'm into the Zen and others, and applying those ideas in life. Not just talk about it and seminar and attend it and worry about it, but you have to live with it and live in your own life to see. I do it 5S or 3S. It doesn't matter, and I'm still failing to do that. There's no perfection. You have to
Yeah,
keep.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the spirit, and that's if you look at the Zen temple and if you spend time, it's everything is self-explanatory and no thinking, and everything become more intuitively addressed. So you can focus on not much into the brain and thinking, but rather what's the problem, what can be done. That's the kind of a process that needs to be implemented, and therefore it's not in the company but in our living life. That's the way. But when I say that and when I think like that, only maybe 3% of people may understand, but even that may not be enough to get things rolling. So it's just a constant process of us being human and habitual pattern that we develop. And we have to look at the self in the mirror to see what can be done. That's natural, unfortunate. But often in Toyota, they keep saying that if you are in doubt, go back to the basics. That's the spirit. Genten ni modoru in Japanese. Genten is the center origin of where you are, so that you clean up your brain and then look at the situation like from the Gemba situation to see what's missing. So that's the attitude, and that's the part, again, related to the cultural and value system, but also people's willingness may be more easily captured in Japan than others, where more independent thinking, people moving around and all the other background issues. So people need to say something, so they come up with a new idea and okay, let's try this, let's try that, and it's like a different menu.
Okay.
But the ones that who are more insightful would go beyond that. But if you're not, and if you're young, okay, one of the first thing is to get to know the people and how to process, and you have to write another book, and that could be the case. So that's what it is. So reality of the human being, and we have to understand that to be a good manager, to implement those things.